Hey, what's up guys, Starry right here and welcome back to another NFL video. The Super Bowl is tomorrow, man, and this game is going to be really good. I think we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles, both 16-3 and both having great seasons. The Philadelphia Eagles probably one of the best teams all season, especially in the regular season. It was without a doubt that they were the most talented, stacked team, and Jalen Hurts was their leader, and they looked really good in the regular season. And the playoffs, it was a little iffy because they just kind of had blowouts, and they had things where like they didn't have really competition in the playoffs because they were that good, and they solidified themselves to get the bye and everything. So the playoffs was very easy for them, but that may come back and bite them. Who knows? We'll talk about it later. And then we have the Kansas City Chiefs, who kind of started off slow. I mean, they have a 16-3 record, but I felt like they were very beatable in the regular season. However, in the playoffs, they showed that having Patrick Mahomes, having the MVP, he's really the X factor. He's really a human cheat code, and he could just do whatever on the field with one leg or not. He's really the greatest player probably in football right now, and that really makes things very difficult because I mean, he could just change things up. You never know. So yeah, this is going to be a really fun matchup. Before we get into the video, make sure you like and subscribe so you do not miss out on any more NFL videos. We will be doing them throughout the off season as well, so make sure you subscribe if you enjoy my NFL content. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. We got the Chiefs versus the Eagles on Sunday, and I'm really thinking that this game is going to be really good, man. I mean, the Eagles were one of the best offenses in the league throughout the season, and the Chiefs have, like I already said, the greatest player probably playing right now. The Chiefs do not have a talented roster offensively, as I mean, I guess in general they don't have a talented roster like the Eagles, but offensively they do struggle, but they have Patrick Mahomes to make up for it. And the Chiefs defense is kind of iffy as well. I wasn't very high on the Chiefs defense, but in the playoffs they've played amazing. They've played really amazing, and they've stepped up 110%. And I was used to be concerned about the Chiefs defense, but not anymore. I'm really not concerned about the Chiefs defense. I feel like what they've been doing is what they are now. I feel like it hasn't just been just a little flash in the pan. I feel like the Chiefs defense is legit now, and there's something that I think the Eagles may struggle with. So yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game for sure. Like I said, we have the Eagles best offense and defense in this, probably in this matchup right here, and we got the Chiefs, who don't really have that much of a stacked roster as the Eagles, but they have Patrick Mahomes, who changes up everything. So in the last game Patrick Mahomes played against the Bengals, he did have an injury and he basically had one leg and he was hobbling out there, but he played amazing, dude. He played amazing, and he just picked apart their defense when they needed, the Bengals defense when he needed to, and it was just really perfect to see. And that really opened my eyes. Like, I picked the Bengals to win that game because Patrick Mahomes was injured, but he just showed a lot to me in that game that, like, I already knew he was probably one of the greatest players right now, but man, I think that performance with one leg is just so crazy. It's literally just so crazy what he is able to do with one leg. He's better than probably most quarterbacks with one leg. Like, he was just so good. It's just crazy what he was able to do. And I don't want to like hype it up too much. Like, I'm not trying to like dick suck or anything, but like he was just so good. And especially because I thought the Bengals defense was really good. I really thought the Bengals defense was good. So for Patrick Mahomes to do that on one leg was just crazy. And also I didn't even say, but like, he had so many players go out with injuries, so many wide receivers who they don't, like I said, they don't have a stacked roster. So for them to lose receivers, like almost half of them were out with an injury or doubtful, it's just crazy what they were able to do. And I briefly mentioned it with the Eagles that their playoff run has been very iffy because they've been able to just breeze by some of these teams like the Giants and the 49ers. The Giants were an underdog team for sure. They didn't have a roster as good, and they were just kind of, I don't want to say they deserved to be in the playoffs for sure, but when they came up to the Eagles, they were really no match. And then the 49ers, they just had Brock Purdy go down and everything. You already know what happened in that game. So yeah, they kind of breezed by in the playoffs to go to the Super Bowl. And now I'm not discrediting this run because they had to perform in the regular season, and they performed great enough to get the bye. So I'm not doubting the Eagles run at all. It's just we gotta talk, like we gotta be real, you know. They breezed by and they didn't really have to do much. They were not stress test this playoff run at all. The only game that they got stress test was when Brock Purdy got hurt. The 49ers defense did lock up for a little while. Jalen Hurts did struggle, and that offense of the Eagles did struggle, but you know, the 49ers were handicapped and they were able to win that game. Now there is something to mention that, you know, I think that the Eagles didn't really have to do much in that game because, you know, like Brock Purdy was hurt, the 49ers were handicapped. So I think that they were just kind of trying to just breeze by. You know, they knew that they had this game won. You know, they all they could do is really lose the game, but they weren't going to make any mistakes to lose the game, so they just played it very, very clean. And that's kind of my theory about why they played. So why Jalen Hurts kind of looked bad, you know, they were just kind of trying to breeze by. It's something to think about for sure. That's why I'm bringing it up. But you know, they got it done. So when it comes to this game, man, it's really, really hard because I keep on saying it, but Patrick Mahomes is a game changer, and the Eagles have the best team. They have the better team than the Chiefs. You know, they have the defensively, they're good. Bradbury, Slay, they're so stacked on their defense, and then offensively, they have Jalen Hurts, who I kind of thought should be MVP. I really thought he should be MVP for what he was doing, but I mean, they have AJ Brown and everything too, and they can run the ball. It's going to be a very, very interesting game because I don't know, it's just gonna be interesting to see what the Eagles do and how they even perform in the playoffs. I mean, in the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl. Who knows, man? Who really knows? It's so hard to predict this game, but I do have my pick, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Chiefs. Now the reason why I'm gonna pick the Chiefs, as you guys probably know, is because of Patrick Mahomes. It's just that simple. It's Patrick Mahomes. I saw what he did to the Bengals defense on one leg, and I just have to really accept the fact that this guy is just different. He's an alien, dude. He's really an alien out there, a cheat code. He could just do whatever he wants, and I just have a really, really hard time believing that. You know, I'm pretty sure he's going to be healthy. You know, they said that he kind of had, you know, he wasn't 100% earlier this week, but I think he should be 100% now on Sunday. So I think that the injury is not going to be a bother anymore. And I'm talking about the injuries that they had on offense, but just today, they said they had no one on the injury report. So that means the Chiefs are 100% healthy, which is so good. Because of all this, I got to take the Chiefs. I really got to take the Chiefs. I just can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. He's like Tom Brady now, where he's like the GOAT. You just can't bet against him, and I'm not going to bet against him. He's just shown too much. He's shown his talent. I just think that somehow, some way, he's going to find a way to beat the Eagles. Now, I'm not saying this game is going to be a blowout. By all means, I'm not saying this game is going to be a blowout at all. I think Jalen Hurts and the Eagles can play really, really well. I think what it's going to come down to is who starts off hot and who takes away something first. Now, I feel like if the Chiefs don't win this game, they're going to have to take away the running game and then have to force, you know, them to really start passing the ball to the Eagles. I feel like if the Chiefs are able to take away the run game of the Eagles, it's kind of over. I would kind of say it's over, because then the Chiefs are going to know to really attack, you know, the pass. You know, they're going to be able to expect that, and I think that's going to be huge because then it takes away the dual threat of the RPOs and everything and the play action. So Jalen Hurts is kind of rendered, you know, stuck in the pocket and everything. Now he could probably escape and everything, but if they're able to make him a pocket passer and they're able to, you know, stop the run and everything, I think that changes the game dramatically. But that's harder. That's hard, you know, that's really hard to say, you know, because Jalen Hurts is amazing for sure, and the run, Miles Sanders is amazing as well. So it's gonna be a challenge for sure, but that's the Super Bowl. That's real what it comes down to, who's able to get a stop or whatever, you know. So yeah, I think if the Chiefs want to win, they're gonna have to do something like that, take away something, and I'm thinking it's gonna be the run. And I think the Eagles can win this game if they're able to just stop Patrick Mahomes. If they're able to just get a couple 3-and-outs and score on those or force a turnover or something, they win this game. I think so. I think that it's going to be that close. I think 2 possessions might decide this game. You know, 2 3-and-outs may decide this game. That's what I'm feeling. Like, I think it's going to be really, really close. Like, what I'm saying is nothing. Like, I'm not trying to say that this game is going to be, you know, it's like Patrick Mahomes is going to win this game by a mile. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this game is going to be very, very close, and that the Eagles, if they want to win this game, they're going to have to play a perfect game. They're going to have to play a perfect game. No 3-and-outs, no turnovers, and just, you know, every time they have the ball, kind of score. You know, maybe have 1 3 and out or something, but they cannot have multiple 3 and outs and turn over the ball and everything. They got to play a really perfect game, in my opinion, because Patrick Mahomes, I feel like he's going to play kind of a perfect game. So yeah, it's the Eagles offense is going to have to play really, really good to win this game. So I'm going to be taking the Chiefs, and I'm going to be giving the score. I think the Chiefs are going to win by 3 points. I think it's going to be a 24-27 type of game, and it's going to really come down to the wire. And I'm very, very excited for this. I think it should be a lot of fun. I kind of try to keep it simple because it's just hard. It's really hard to talk about this matchup when both teams are good. I mean, for different reasons. Patrick Mahomes is the reason why the Chiefs are good, and the Eagles are so good because team wise, just talent wise, personnel wise, they're amazing. They're stacked all over the field. But the Chiefs have some really star players that can change the game, like Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and maybe not a player, but they have Andy Reid, who's one of the greatest coaches for sure. Offensively, he's amazing, and he lets Patrick Mahomes have free control. So I mean, that really changes a lot. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think this is probably one of the best Super Bowls we have for sure in a little while. I'm very, very excited for this. Let me know in the comments how you feel about my pick, and let me know who you are taking as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.